Hey everybody, Thomas here. Welcome back to Mailbag Monday. It's April the 6th, 2015, and I hope all of you had a lovely weekend, especially if you are among my viewers who, I guess, celebrated Holy Week, Good Friday, Easter, all that sort of thing. I hope that you had a lovely holiday, and I hope that the rest of you had a terrific last few days. Here is the stack for this week. These are the review copies, decent pile, so there should be plenty of cool stuff to choose from. And so without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? Starting out with something from the Penguin Group. Feels like a hardcover, and they sent it priority mail, so let's see what was such a big priority. Okay, well, this is a young adult. New book comes out May the 5th. It's called Tracked. The author is it Jenny? Yeah, Jenny, not Jenna. Jenny Martin, and it is being described here on the sell sheet as The Fast and the Furious meets Firefly. Other than that, it is probably following along a lot of YA formula. On corporately controlled Castro, rally racing is a high-stakes game that 17-year-old Phoebe Van Zandt knows all too well. When she and her foster brother and best friend Bear attract the attention of Charles Benroyal, they are blackmailed into racing for the biggest conglomerate on Castro, the Benroyal Corporation. With Bear and her new charming pacer Cash, she is launched into Benroyal's world of blackmail, lies, and secrets, all centered around the ever-growing drug trade. Now it's up to street rat Fee, yet another character, P-H-E-E, Fee, to take on the tycoon and his malicious empire. So who's the actual protagonist here? Fee? But anyway, yes, with a fast-paced action, a vivacious and strong female character, and just a hint of romance. So, checklist, checklist, checklist. Tracked fills the void of racing books in the young adult market. I didn't realize that was a void. Readers of Divergent, of course, and viewers of Speed Racer will devour this new duology. Well, here it is, if you're interested. Tracked on May the 5th by Jenny Martin. Sorry if I seemed a little glib and dismissive of some of that, but I have found way too much YA that is burdened by formula these days. All right, so this is a package from the Macmillan folks. Okay, well, thank you very much, Tor. This is the ARC for one of the books that's on my 15 and 15 list. I put it there even though, to be perfectly honest, in the past I've had hot and cold reactions to Victor Milan's work, but this was a book that looked like it could be a lot of fun. It's The Dinosaur Lords, Victor Milan, of course. This comes out July 28th. And described by George R. R. Martin himself as Game of Thrones with dinosaurs, it says, this release begins a new fantasy saga that is primed to satisfy fans of Tolkien, Martin, Sanderson, and Rothfuss, not to mention anyone enamored with Jurassic Park and the great lost reptiles. Okay then. Welcome to Paradise, the sprawling, verdant, beautiful, and often cruel world of the Dinosaur Lords. In many ways, it mirrors 14th century Europe, with its dynastic rivalries, religious wars, and Byzantine politics, except here there be dinosaurs. Men and women live on Paradise, as do dogs, cats, ferrets, goats, and horses. But dinosaurs predominate. Well, that doesn't sound like a very good deal for the dogs, cats, ferrets, goats, and horses, frankly. But they come in all shades: wildlife and monsters, tamed pets and beasts of burden, and also weapons of war. I like the idea of, riding into battle on a dinosaur, I must admit. In the empire of Nueva Europa, vast armies of dinosaur-mounted knights engage in battle in the field, while even more deadly games are played in throne rooms and temple halls. Like chess pieces across a lush game board, figures move around each other in a complicated dance of loyalty, betrayal, and above all, ambition. Milan's story is remarkable not only in its world-building and sheer imagination, but for its diverse tapestry of ages, races, and sexual orientations, as well as its easy passing of the Bechdel test. Oh, well, yeah, certain people are going to cry over that. The prolific author of almost 50 novels, Milan is charging into epic fantasy atop a Tyrannosaurus Rex in full battle armor. Well, yeah, well done then. Should be a lot of fun to read, I'm hoping. Let me know what you think in the comments, everybody. The Dinosaur Lords out July 28th. And I have another package from Tor. Okay, I've been looking forward to this one. This is The Machine Awakes. The author is Adam Christopher, and this is the sequel to a book of his that I read and reviewed right here on the channel last year called The Burning Dark, which was not quite science fiction horror. I mean, I must admit, initially I thought it would be a little bit more horror-oriented, like this haunted space station kind of thing, and there are elements of that, but mostly it's just this very bizarre, atmospheric, creepy thriller. And we now have the sequel to it. The Machine Awakes arrives April 21st. And it says, all right, well, I don't want to read too much in the way of the synopsis here for spoiler purposes. but it talks about how, you know, the human race made contact with a machine race in the first book, and now they're fighting over interstellar territory, but the war has not been going well for humankind, and with the failure of the Fleet Admiral's secret plan in the Shadow system, the commander is overthrown by a group of hardliners determined to get the war back on track. As humanity fights this destructive mechanical enemy, Special Agent Von Kodiak, so a new character, discovers a conspiracy far closer to home. So this one now feels like it takes this series a little more along the lines of combination of military SF and political thriller, with maybe fewer of the creepy dark corridors element that the first book had. I enjoyed the first book. It's not perfect, it's flawed, but it has an atmosphere and a character that is still sort of sticking with me. There's bits of it that are still kind of, that I remember fondly. So I'm interested in this one, The Machine Awakes, out April 21st. You know, new books, I always have to... Sorry about that, you guys. Let's see what we have here. Oh, another Simon & Schuster title. Okay, this appears to be the paperback edition of a book that I got about last year about this time in hardcover. It's the Chronicles of Secret Riven, and it is, I think, second in a series called the Keeper of Tales trilogy. The author is Ronlin Domingue, and I do believe that some people where we follow each other here on BookTube have read some of these. I still think they look fascinating. I would like to get them into the queue. But the Chronicle of Secret Riven comes out in paperback. I have to find it. Aha! On the 14th of April. So if you have read any of these, please let me know in the comments what you thought about them. And another one from Tor. This is a very Tor-heavy week this week. And here we have Window Wall. This is a new book by Melanie Ron. And it is the fourth volume, I believe. Yes, that's correct. The fourth volume in her Glass Thorns series about a troupe of magical playwrights. And it also deals with the Fae. So if you like Fae fantasy, that should be exciting for you. This comes out on the 14th of April. Previous volumes in this series include Touchstone, Elsewens, and Thornlost. Have any of you read this? Are any of you Melanie Ron fans? And have you gotten into this? Do you think it's something I ought to bump up in the review queue? I mean, I have all the other books. I'd like to eventually read them and get them out of the TBR pile into the red pile. But if you think I should bump them up in priority, then by all means, let me know. But Window Wall comes out the 14th from Tor by Melanie Ron. And another chunky hardcover from the Penguin Group. No, it's not another hardcover. It's just a big old fat omnibus trade paperback compiling The Maze Runner, and it's the second book in that series, The Scorch Trials, in one volume. And it calls itself a collector's edition for whatever reason. Oh, I guess they've just got other goodies. And oh, an exclusive fan sticker. Well, your life was not complete without that, was it, Maze Runner fans? Anyway, but let's see. Yeah, first two books, and let's see, exclusive bonus content. When does it come out? It comes out the 14th. So here you have it. More repackaging to rake in that young adult cash. The Maze Runner plus The Scorch Trials by James Dashner. I mean, I know that's like a big hot seller, but I haven't... everyone I've talked to who's either read it or seen the movie has kind of been meh on both counts. So, All right, and the final package is a Tor package. And I was wrong about that. It's not a Tor title. Sometimes they come in the same packaging from the same source. But this is from St. Martin's Press, Mirror World by Jeremy Robinson, who just churns out these sort of Crichton-y thrillers. I've already gotten this in ARC form, but here we finally have the hard copy. Comes out April the 28th. And let's see, Jeremy Robinson takes readers into a world beyond human existence, where fear is a weapon and the shadows hide the source of mankind's darkest nightmares in Mirror World. Crazy, that's the name of the character, has no memory and feels no fear. Dangerous and unpredictable, he's locked away in Safe Haven, a psychiatric hospital, where he spends the long days wondering what the outside world smells like. Well, he is named Crazy. After given a chance at life outside the psychiatric facility he has been holed up in, Crazy takes it with no hesitation. But outside the hospital, Crazy is faced with a fear-fueled world on the brink of nuclear annihilation and on the run from Neuro Inc., a secretive corporation with government ties with valuable information on hand. You see, this is not exactly going after the Haruki Murakami fanbase. Bit of silliness, but in any event, if that sounds like something you would find amusing, Mirror World arrives at last on April the 28th. The Adventures of Crazy! You know, it'd be awesome if you paired up Crazy with Joe Steele. Yeah. All right, well, that's it, guys. That is the mailbag for this week. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, light up the comments. Let me know which of these books looks most exciting and interesting to you. And otherwise, please share this video far and wide if you have a whole bunch of SFF reading friends who would enjoy it as well. And above all, please subscribe. That is how SFF180 grows. And until I see all you guys next time, happy reading.